This is the all-new Community Connection. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. The evidence of whether or not our efforts in community and community change and building are working will be demonstrated through the children. Has there been change and help and hope for our children? Well, the Deaconess Foundation presents Children at the Center, where we talk about it, we act on it, and we align all our energies, resources, thoughts, programs, and people in our community toward it, putting the children at the center. I'm joined today by Alex Stallings, who is the Director of Advocacy and Communications with the Deaconess Foundation, to talk about Children at the Center, back for its second year. Hey, Alex.
Hello. We are excited to do this again. So this annual event, I need to bring in one more location. So we've actually had 3 years. We had at the Fallon Y, Jackie Joint Courtesy Center, and now we're back over the river here at Mathews-Dickey.
Absolutely. And so tell us about Children at the Center, how it all got started, and where we are today.
It is a priority for Deaconess Foundation to make children a civic priority. And we thought, what better way than to invite families to interact with policymakers in a space where both policy can be explored and advanced, but also the children can be children. So this day includes both workshops and bounce houses and everything in between.
And everything in between. Talk about the importance of policy being in this as well at the center.
Certainly. There are so many policies that have an impact on the daily lives of children that an opportunity to explore and engage what those policy cuts are and how parents can actually have an influence on it is really important.
Mm-hmm. So by having the bounce houses and policy at this event, their input is heard, but the information is also disseminated.
Yes, indeed. And that kind of direct connection with the service providers, policymakers, those exchanges can make a difference in how these policies move forward at times.
And then the understanding as well as to how it impacts each of us, and especially the children. At the end of the day, the child that's in the room. So why is that a priority for Deaconess?
So there's a saying, nothing about us without us. And really, with children being present at the event, with children being part of the conversation. And actually, we support Youth Voice. So those that can be a part of it through youth ambassador programs, leadership programs, their lives are involved as well. Mm-hmm. So they should certainly have a voice and a place at the table.
Absolutely.
And Deaconess has found that grant making, while important and crucial, is just one stream. Is just one stream of contribution. So it actually needs to be to invest, engage, and advocate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's at the heart of your mission.
Certainly. And to truly see change, it takes everyone.
Sure. Let's talk about each piece of that then. The investigation, what have you discovered? So
grant making has exceeded $76 million at this point through various grantees, impact partners, and other programs. We also have small grants and congregational grants. That investment is vitally important for certain pieces, but the engagement. So there are times when policies restrict movement on certain issues that checks can't clear us
There's
of.
nothing they can do about it. Mm-hmm.
No, you can't send good money after bad policy. So it has to be something that we engage with the community and that really support voters to be mobilized and educated around the topics.
Mm-hmm. What are you hearing? You do address both the Missouri and Illinois side, but what are you hearing from our community that is good policy, that is the best thing to do right now? There's so many things to cover. What is the next best thing to do?
Well, I need to acknowledge something that we're celebrating right now, which is a change of the policies with St. Louis Public Schools. That elimination of the suspensions for younger ones is such a crucial step. The policy that was in place allowed for suspensions of our very youngest students. So kindergartners
could get suspended from school.
Yes. Yes.
What could a kindergarten do? That wasn't typically kindergartner.
and that typical part. So we've had policies that have come in under the Safe Schools Act nationally that have treated childlike behaviors as criminal behaviors. And once you criminalize that, the treatment of the students changes. Mm-hmm. So it's no longer the teacher interacting directly with the child. Mm-hmm. You have officers involved, you have security that's been called, and other people involved in the decision. Unfortunately, we've seen nationally some footage come out from schools where officers are improperly involved.
Very much so.
And with this wonderful step by St. Louis Public, putting that in place ensures that teachers are the direct contact with the child and can make a better effort.
Right. And are given the latitude to do so.
Certainly. That things are addressed but not escalated.
There we go. As childlike behaviors. Eureka. They're children. So then let's look at the other components. We've got advocacy. Mm-hmm. What have you discovered with advocacy over the course of the past 3 years and how your focus has been in this area?
Advocacy, and actually within my position, so there was a 2014 strategic plan that was developed that noted that a professional position for advocacy would be needed.
Okay.
And so that was the creation of the position that I'm in now. Mm-hmm. And
how did they determine that, Alex?
With nonprofit advocacy, there's such a potential for foundations and others with privilege of all sorts to stand with people, to not speak for, to not just send checks to, but to stand with. And advocacy provides that route to really be within the community and with the community around certain issues.
Very nice. And bridge that connection then for the supporters to go beyond acknowledging, but to actually advocating and standing with. And you've seen a difference in that, an improvement in outcomes?
There are pieces. Okay. So there are, within the grantees, we completed a survey of the 30 grantees last year, and of the 30, 20 were engaged in advocacy work.
Sweet.
So that kind of momentum is there. The energy is there. Sometimes just the support is needed.
Sure. Now, we may have seen the DF logo or Deaconess Foundation name in and around many organizations that are out here doing the work. What would you say you want our listeners to know and understand about Deaconess and your effort here the most?
That it is our hope that we have the health and hope for all children of our region, and that we believe that takes all of the community members. So any invitation of Deaconess to an event, to subscribe to an e-newsletter, to attend, or to support a grantee, if you see the logo, it's an invitation to join us in the effort.
What's the urgency of this, Alex, according to the reports and information you understand that's happening in our region?
The urgency of putting children at the center, it is a critical moment to do so. It is not, as some may feel, that it's an option, that the children are fine. There's a saying that the kids are all right. The kids aren't all right. They aren't. There are great needs across the board. And as we look at metrics for child well-being, so anything around how children thrive, we have staggering numbers. We have numbers that rival countries that we would be surprised to be in conversation with. Wow. We have those around infant mortality. We have those around access to health care, around hunger. It is imperative. It is as crucial as sending an ambulance to where it's needed.
That's right now, then.
That's right now, to send it, that we have this conversation, that we make children a civic priority. And if we do, we would see things change.
Sure.
We certainly would.
Sure. What will you do? What can Deaconess do with the information that's gathered in the conversation, what you draw from the conversation on that Saturday?
Deaconess is engaged with a policy advisory board that contributes to what areas need to be advanced. And so the policy advisory board has recommended certain larger areas, but this sort of conversation will give voice and give pointed direction to how we advance in those areas particularly.
That makes sense.
And also, it's a way to find ways that we can best mobilize the community around the topics too. So where is the momentum? Where is their traction? And how can we work out things like economic mobility, justice and equity for youth, access to comprehensive health care, and quality early childhood education.
And by mobilizing the community, you're not necessarily referring to only the programming side and the organization side. We're talking about everybody, the parents and the youth and the actual community members, right?
On that day, we'll celebrate the work of 20 to 30 grantees with grants totaling $500,000.
Okay.
So that deep investment will be announced that day.
How about that?
And those who are in attendance will be able to connect with those organizations directly.
Right there. Yeah.
Right there, and support and advance the work.
And you're acknowledging those that are effective, are passionate, are engaged in doing it, and ready to receive the work and give to the recipients. You can't beat that.
Because as much as Deaconess as a foundation needs to invest, engage, and advocate, the organizations do as well. So these nonprofits, they'll be receiving an investment, but they need other voices to advocate. They need other community members who can engage with them around these topics.
How does Ferguson fit into the conversation?
The death of Michael Brown amplified certain needs of the community, certain lack within policy, certain gaps that exist and that have historically existed. And that amplification is an opportunity, and has been, for us to finally get it right.
So the invitation then is to bring us all together on June 4th to talk about how to meet the needs of our children with health and hope in our community. What's it like for somebody who's never been to come into this event, to spend the day, like plan to hang out at Children at the Center?
Well, first of all, we know what Saturdays mean to families. So we built into the event the kind of activities that you would want to bring your children to. For the very youngest, there's childcare. So we'll be able to take care of the little ones that really can't get out and about. But we want to make sure that you can engage fully as an adult, as a caregiver, but then also that your children can have experiences throughout the day too. Those activities are layered in a way that you can drop in throughout the day. So if you don't make it at 9, we invite you at 10. We invite you at 11. There's performances outside at 12. So there will be activities throughout the day with that core, though, of resources and community support. So throughout the day, too, beyond the workshops, there's an advocacy and child service fair with 20 to 30 organizations. They'll be providing resources. So stop in at any time during the day.
What kind of resources?
The tables range from health services to youth activities to ones such as Alive and Well that work with community issues and really look to alleviate trauma in the community.
Toxic stress.
So with those pieces there, you can enjoy the day. And then also, have some lunch with us, too.
That's the part that was also very exciting. Everybody gets something to do, but then you also get that time to do something together. Because at the end of last year, we were all out dancing in the middle of the gym, grown-ups and kids alike. That was really great. Enjoyed all of that. And then even in the afternoon with the African dance or the puppet show kind of thing. And
Creative Pandemonium will be back. Rock and Groove break dancers will be back.
Yes, bubbles and slides.
The DJ,
Yes, it was an all-out Saturday party, but with a purpose. Because you step aside, because at the end of the day, though that moment may come and go, and there's smiles for that moment, there's stuff that needs to be dealt with. And we need to be heard in order for that to be dealt with accurately. And this is the great opportunity and place to do that. Let's send out the invitation for Saturday, June 4th, for Children at the Center this year.
If you are a parent, if you are a caregiver, if you are a coach, a youth minister, if you have young people in your neighborhood that need something to do, bring them out. Come on out. Come on out for yourself and for them. We will take care of you with the programming and the other activities throughout the day and welcome you anytime between 9 and 2. We're right on Kings Highway and 70.
We'll be at Mathews-Dickey.
At Mathews-Dickey, right there. And you will not be able to miss us. So if you are passing by Kings Highway, you'll see the bounce houses, you'll see the stilt walkers, you'll see everything there. So come be a part of it.
That's right.
Make sure to save June 4th, Saturday, June 4th.
Absolutely. You can learn more with the hashtag dfchildren or at Deaconess Found on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, getting at the work that is necessary to do what our children need to live healthy and hope-filled lives in the area. Well, we want to thank Reverend Starsky Wilson, of course, who is the president of the Deaconess Foundation, and most certainly you, Alex, Director of Advocacy and Communications, making children a civic priority, of which they should be automatically. We will see you at Mathews-Dickey Boys and Girls Club on Saturday, June 4th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a full day of fun. Bring your group, enjoy the day. Bring your family, enjoy the day. Do you work with youth, young people? Do you see children on your way to work? Whatever the case may be. Come and enjoy the day, but plug into the conversation and help those voices be heard and advocate. Food, live performances, it's free, open to all, fun and entertainment also included, but definitely effective work to be happening with our policy forum, child service fair, and workshops for all ages. You can find out more with the hashtag DFChildren or Deaconess Found on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
If you have any questions about the day, we'd be glad to answer them at 314-436-8001. 314-436-8001.
All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcast at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.